Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, the root well, and peace and salutations to you fellow walking pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. Quick lesson, man. I'm going to show you these 3 TikToks about, the World Cup and all these nations of people, coming over here to Mexico, and all these soccer fans from all around the world coming together and, rejoicing with each other, the cultures, the surprises and the eye openings, and people realizing, seeing the world from a different perspective and whatnot, but specifically, I'm gonna tie it in with the truth, but I'm gonna show you this one about these people raving about Mexico, man. Because I'm a so-called Mexican myself. I'm an Issacharite myself, So I'm gonna show you this first TikTok and two others, and I'm gonna bring out some precepts, man. All right.
The best city. This is my first time I've been here, and I'll come every time here to visit this awesome city. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mexico. Thank you so much for the fans in Mexico. They are the best. They help us a lot. Thank you so much. We really love you. Iraqi people, they really love the Mexican people. Thank you so much.
FIFA, this message is for you. We need to hold the World Cup in Mexico every single time. Have you seen the videos? The vibes in Mexico are unreal. First of all, Mexicans are the nicest people in the world, which automatically makes them the best hosts.
What do you think about Mexico?
It's amazing! The most beautiful country I've ever visited!
What do you think about Mexico?
Mexico's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's mental.
Mate, this is crazy. This is mental.
Where are you from? Yeah, Nigerians, bro. We live in England. Nigerian. Yeah. All up in Mexico.
We're Mexico. Mexico's today,
I don't think people realize what it means to us Mexican Americans living in the U.S. to hear people from across the world describe Mexico through their own experience. For years, Donald Trump has portrayed Mexico through the lens of cartels, drugs, crime, and immigration. Hearing others celebrate its culture, hospitality, and people just means the world, and it's the best thing about this World Cup.
Yeah, man. Hey, because I'm just gonna say it. Hey, we're Jake. We're not Southern Kingdom, but we're Northern Kingdom, and we're Israelites, man. Okay, we're just one of the 12 tribes of Israel. And these other nations come over here, and they love it, man. Okay, they love our people. They love the just how we carry ourselves, man. And I'm just speaking for our people, the Issacharites, but you could also say that about all 12 tribes, man. And I'm just excuse me, what the hell is he doing? My father-in-law is taking a piss. Hey, he's old, but he's taking a piss like 40 feet away from me while I'm in the car. And he has all these other spots to pee, but he pees right there. Like, what the hell? Slacky, that's way beside the point. But how do you say it? We're the salt of the earth, man. And these people come over here and they love it. They love Mexico. I'm not in, obviously I'm not in Mexico right now. And they're like, man, Mexican people are the best, one of the best people on earth. And me being a Mexican American and living the American lifestyle, then hanging around, being, gravitating to my people, growing up, and then being around more, how do you say, natural Mexicans, for lack of better words, getting with my wife, my rib, and hanging around her family, which are first generation, she's second generation, and just being around her family, it's just like, man, this is, it's obviously a culture shock because my family, I'm like fourth generation Mexican, full blood Mexican. I don't even know Spanish. And she, and then being around her family for the past 3 years, all right, it's just, it's awesome, all right, the food, all right, her family's very genuine and respectful, all right, towards me, very helpful, I literally, if you ever felt your heart melt, and just, that's how it feels being around her and her family, it's just like, you feel that warm, wholesome feeling literally inside your chest, sometimes, being around them, okay, yeah, we have our people have the curses upon them, but them making food for you, handing you a beer, all right, okay, asking if you ever need any help with anything, all right, your car, your house, anything, and they don't expect anything in return, teaching you Spanish, greeting you to introducing you to the whole family, being nice with you, everything, man, if you ever you people know what it's like being around, Mexicans, man, Issachar, all right, we're just the salt of the earth, man, okay, and it's just Issachar has how do you say it, doesn't have the full-blown curses on them, but our people still have curses on them, on us, but the Issachar doesn't have the full-blown curses on them like Judah does, like the Southern Kingdom does, because the Southern Kingdom, the Black Americans, that they're the head of all of Israel, all right, they got the full-blown curses because the Lord is more near to them than to us, that's why the Lord, cursed them harder than us Issacharites, so we're less cursed than them. That's why, our people, they don't really, for the most part, have that much evil eye towards each other. Like they're still together. Like the family unit is still together. They still believe in that. Stay with your family. Don't break up the family. Women, stay with your husband type stuff. So, for the most part, but once you come up, because they haven't been around Esau as much, they haven't been around that American culture as much, because Issachar's more rural, more rural people, than these Americans. Judah has been in America the whole time, so of course they're going to be dealing with Esau and the American way more, that women's rights, all right, they attacked the Judite women first, okay, we all seen that picture of that Edomite woman and then that Jake woman with the afro, all right, putting their fists up in the air, all right, in black and white. I think it was a picture from the 60s, that you didn't see Issachar in there, the Northern Kingdom woman in there, okay? But even though we're still Israelites, all right, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, But, I'm just showing you this TikTok and a few more to show you that, because, this is spiritual, why all these nations are rejoicing, with each other, over just something simple as soccer. And then they come over here and visit Mexico, the Israelites, all right, okay, and these other nations are loving us, okay, the heathen nations, all right, they're like, man, this place is sick, man, it's dope, I love the people. You heard that Ishmaelite, the Iraqi, the Arab, all right, he's like, man, I love these people. He looked like he was about to cry, his face was red, just letting his heart out for Mexicans, people on the other side of the world. Man, I'll visit here every year, this and that. And then you got that Moabite who's like, man, I wish the World Cup was held in Mexico every time. And then those Edomites, the white people, were like, man, this place is sick. This place is so dope, man. Oh my God, I love it here. This and that. And you got this lady right here is like, see, why us American Mexicans love seeing this content, because it shows you, how us Mexicans really are, man. Us Issacharites, us Israelites, we're a peaceful people, okay? We're naturally peaceful, okay? Because in America, especially the right-wing media, really just in the fucking news, even the left-wing media, all right? What do they always show you? Oh, those Mexicans, those Latinos, okay? They're all they do is sell drugs, hop the border, and steal your jobs, okay, and commit crimes. That's all they show on the media, the news. Okay, but when you get real, natural, organic media about the Israelites, about the Latinos and Native Americans and the blacks, all right, about us in our natural state, which is peaceful, and you get these other nations loving us, okay? Because when we don't have Esau, the so-called white man, all right, interfering with us, fucking with us, okay, making our people sell out, all right, giving our people bribes, all right, or making our people sell drugs and do wicked things, with a gun, against their head at gunpoint, all right. When that's not happening, our people are naturally peaceful, okay. We don't, hey, when Christopher Columbus came over here, they said, these are a peaceful people, man, okay, that would make fine servants. That's what he said. That's what those fucking Edomites, those white people that came over here to America, that's what they did. They made us servants, okay, and ruled over us and conquered us and gave us a language that wasn't ours, which was the white man's language, which was English, French, and Spanish, because we used to speak Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, all right, okay, not this modern day Yiddish, all right, Germanic, Aramaic Hebrew, which is like a conglomeration of multiple languages, okay. The natural Hebrew, the real Hebrew, was just one pure language, okay. It's called the Lashon Kodash. It's called the Paleo Hebrew, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna show you another TikTok, let me see if there's any other ones about Mexico before I go. Slocky, if there's anything else off topic that you see, because these are my liked videos. I just be liking stuff so I can watch it later, but I never do. I usually like stuff on TikTok so I could do a lesson on it later. Sometimes I never get to it, But yeah, hey, just type in on TikTok.
I'm seeing all these.
Type in on TikTok the World Cup, Mexico World Cup, reaction, people from other countries, all right, reacting to Mexico, how Mexico is, man. Go on TikTok, or YouTube. People love Mexico, man.
I'm seeing all these.
It's usually because they love our people. Our people are the salt of the earth. We make the best food. We dance the best. We make the best music. We're the best people. All right, we're the most peaceful, loving people. All right. Okay, we literally call you, if you love us, we literally call you Mexican. You're Mexican now, even though you're not, Okay, you're one of us, Our people are just like that. That they let you in, just because our people are happy, just because they got a cerveza in their hand and, aren't dead or in prison, they'll accept you in with open arms for no reason, just because our people are just naturally peaceful and loving like that, man. You don't get any other nation types of people around the world who are like that. Okay, they give you an evil eye. They're like, who the hell are you? Ugh. Like if you go over to Moab land, all right, the Asian, China, Japan, or South Korea, and you go over there, and if you don't look anything like them, all right, they're racist towards you. They talk shit about you. They stare at you in public, and they're like, all right, make you feel uncomfortable. They make jokes about you, okay. But if you go to Mexico, Mexicans, accept you with open arms, man. All right, call you, oh, you're Mexican now, give you a 6-pack of beer, give you one of their daughters, okay. Just maybe not to that extent, but hey, man, our people are just naturally loving, man, But I'm gonna show you this TikTok.
I'm seeing all these World Cup clips, and I gotta say, this is the happiest I've seen the world since I was a child. And then when I look at all this joy of people so happy, and people from different countries, and people from Europe coming to America, seeing our stuff, and Koreans and the Mexicans, I'm seeing all this, I'm just like, wow. Then it makes me mad, because I'm like, bro, this could just be the world all the time. Like, the citizens have no beef with each other in these countries. Like, the whatever's going on with these countries, the citizens have no beef. We have none. It's literally just the people in office, old people bickering and then using the citizens.
And who are the people in office? The ruling class, the elites of the so-called white man. They're the ones that call the shots around the whole world, man. And you can't tell me, can't tell me otherwise, man. Okay? It's not the Asians. It's not the black people. It's not Mexicans. It's not the Arabians. Okay? It's always the elites. All right? The high, lofty white people that are starting shit with all these other nations and countries, man. Okay? Iran didn't start shit. The Middle Eastern countries, they didn't start nothing. They're just defending themselves. The Asians didn't start nothing. They're defending themselves. All right. Us Latinos and blacks and Native Americans over here on the West, hey, we let the white man come over here and conquer us, Okay, look at Argentina. It's becoming Israel number 2, okay? America number 2, All right, Europe number 2, okay? There's so many white Europeans that moved to Argentina, man. All right, that Argentina's become the second most racist country in the world, second to America. They literally have a restaurant called the N-word burger, yeah, and the buns are black, brown, okay, and it's a joke down there, okay. So yeah, it's the Edomite, the elites of the so-called white man. Yeah, I'm not talking about your next door neighbor, okay? Even though they most likely are Edomites, the descendant of Edomites, but they don't call it shots around the world. It's the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, okay, the Gettysburgs, okay, etc. The ones that we don't know about, the ones that control and own the banks, your money. They're above currency because they own so much money, man. They control, they control the money, okay? They're above money. They're above currency. All right, they control the resources of the world, man, okay? The banks, okay?
As pawns. And I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, bro, the world could just be...
Because they're the wicked that the Bible speaks of. They're the seed of Satan, okay?
happy all the time.
Yes, it could be happy all the time and at peace. It was at peace when King Solomon was ruling, all right? When King Solomon was ruling Israel, the world was at peace, okay? When the white man is not ruling the world, the earth is at peace, okay? Even when the other nations are ruling the earth, the earth is at the earth is at peace, King Solomon, all right? After Rome fell, okay, and Rome became the Holy Roman Empire, which was the blacks, all right, of the Roman Empire, the slaves of the Roman Empire, the blacks, the Judites, the Jews took over Rome. The Israelites, they took over Rome, all right, in Europe, and ruled Europe, and the earth became was peaceful for 1,000 years. Okay. The white man wasn't ruling, all right. What does this dude want, man? I'm busy. All right. What the fuck? Yeah, the earth was at peace. Yeah, the earth could be at peace all the time. Okay. And it will be at peace when the Lord returns and takes the white man out of office, not office, but out of rulership, off of ruling the earth, man. Okay. The Lord is going to bring peace to the world. All right. And it's going to be like that forever. Okay. And he's going to put the wicked, all right, under our feet. And they're going to be building up our walls, like the scriptures say. The stranger shall build up thy walls, which means they're going to be our slaves, man. All right. The so-called white man is going to be our slaves. Esau, Edom, they're going to be our slaves in the kingdom. All right. All right, as it should be, because when they're ruling the earth, when they're not slaves, look at the earth. It's polluted. All right. The world is not at peace. Okay. He's literally the red horse that the scriptures talk about in Revelation that shall take peace from the earth, man. All right. Everything that he does is to take peace away from the earth, man. All right. Like the scriptures say, the wicked can't sleep unless he causes mischief or makes someone to fall. All right. That's the so-called white man right there. Okay. The elites of the world. Okay. Which happen to be so-called white people. All right. Which are the Edomites of the Bible. Okay. Every day you wake up, you see some stupid bill or law that was passed. Okay. Or something bad happening to somebody and no justice was made, or the wrong justice was made. A black kid, shot dead for no reason, just because he was brown, and the person who shot him was white or Asian, and that person was let go free. Okay, some shit like that, man. All right, every day you wake up, something new. A mass shooting of a white kid or white person. Mass shooting in that, the world is not at peace. Okay.
You know what I mean? The way Luffy just goes around the world just having blast, that's what the world could just be. If we just take the Marines from One Piece out of it, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, these World Cup clips got to be some of the best content I've seen in a long time. I'm thoroughly enjoying all of this. Keep posting more, please.
Yeah, me too, man. It's just like, because what it is, it's a spiritual event that's happening, man. The Lord is showing the world a preview of the kingdom of heaven, which is soon to come when the Lord returns. All right. The Lord is going to return with fire and vengeance. All right. That's why he's tearing down this world. Okay. That's why the world is getting worse and worse. Because the Lord has to purify the world of wickedness. And when you purify something, it doesn't feel good. It don't taste good. Okay. All right. When you purify land, how do you purify it? With fire. You burn the land. All right. A lot of things die. Okay. But afterward, life springs forth. Okay. And has a fresh start. The ground is full of nutrients. The plants grow faster and better, more healthier. The animals come back healthier. All right, because they eat those plants with more nutrients, and the predators eat those plant eaters, and those predators get fed good. All right, they have nutrients too from eating the plant eaters who ate the healthy plants, because the soil is healthy again because it got purified by fire. Okay, and that's what's coming to the world, man. Hey, the Lord purified the world with water. Okay, and the Lord's gonna purify the earth with fire. No, this time. Okay. All right, it wasn't pretty when the Lord flooded the whole earth, was it? It's not gonna be pretty when the Lord purifies the world with fire. And no, that doesn't mean the Lord's gonna burn every single little thing up on earth. No, he's gonna destroy America, which is the ruler of the earth, and Israel, okay, with fire, with nuclear fire, by way of World War III going full blast and full nuclear, man, which will result in America being destroyed by 200 million nuclear missiles, all right, which will make America turn into a lake of fire, okay? In doing so, you know, that's going to take Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, out of rulership of the world, okay? And, you know, the Lord's going to save his elect out of that, his chosen men, his prophets, and make them and change them into immortal beings. And they're going to, you know, be caught to the chariots, the so-called UFOs of the Lord, the chariots of the Lord. They're going to have the crowning ceremony in the heavens, in the sky, or in the spiritual realm. Okay, they're going to watch America burn and their enemies burn with it, all right, in the lake of fire, okay? And then after that, they're going to descend from heaven and conquer and rule the earth with a rod of iron and righteousness, and rule the earth by the law of the Bible and not the law of the white man. In doing so, and the result of ruling the earth with the Lord, with the law of the Bible, the earth will return back to peace, turn back to paradise, and all these nations that survive, all the people, you know, nations that survive World War III, all right, they're going to multiply and become our servants, okay? And you know, the earth is going to be peaceful again, become a paradise, and these heathens, all right, and their children's children, you know, they're going to come to Israel on how to live for the ways of the Bible, all right, because they're not living by the ways of the Bible. They're living by the ways of man. That's why the earth is the way it is, okay? And they're going to be blessed for doing so. And if they don't do so, they're not going to be blessed. They're going to be judged, okay? You know? And the earth is going to be a paradise. Everything's going to be peaceful, okay? Okay? So I'm going to show you one more video, and then I'm going to bring out some precepts. Where is it? Oh, it's this one. Just imagine, you know, don't imagine, know, because this is what's going to happen in the kingdom, okay? All right? If the heathens, which there's going to be, the heathens are going to have no choice but to follow the ways of the Lord, all right? Or lay down and die, you know, get unalived, okay? In doing so, hey, they're going to be blessed, okay? They're going to bring their first fruits, all right, to us, and then we're going to bless them, all right? The Lord's going to bless them, okay? And they're going to be rejoicing, man, like the scriptures say, you know? And if these people rejoice like this over soccer, you know, even their team losing, all right? You know, people hugging each other, giving their shirts off their back, throwing people in the air, you know, loving each other, you know, this and that, over fucking soccer. How much more so in the kingdom? When the sons of the Lord, all right, the elect, and the earth is brought back to peace in paradise under Yahawashi and his son, all right, Yahawashi and his elect ruling the earth, and the wicked are cast down, okay? Okay? The scriptures say the Lord's going to make things all new again. So I got a bunch of precepts. I don't even know where to start, because I roughly paraphrased everything I really had. Romans 8:19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the expectation, for the manifestation of the sons of God, Yahweh. Okay. And, you could use the creature part for, the actual like animals, beasts, okay, creatures. All right. Cause they're waiting patiently too. But you could also use it in reference of the heathens. All right. Cause the scriptures reference the heathens as beasts of the field as well. Okay. Okay. Even in but yeah, man, the heathens are referenced as, creatures, beasts, okay? Because, hey, the Lord sees these heathens as beasts because they don't act towards the ways of the Lord, all right? They just act however they want, and that's how beasts act, all right? They do whatever they think is right, okay? Okay? Because the scriptures say the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments, but these heathens don't do that. So they're looked at as beasts in the eyes of the Lord. But hey, even they're waiting for the manifestation. They're waiting for the Lord to establish righteousness on the earth and have his elect, his people, all right, rule the earth by the law of the Bible. Okay. They don't know it in their spirit. I mean, they don't know it yet. All right. But they're starting to know it. They're starting to feel it and realize the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Lord's chosen people. All right, there's something different about them. They got to be the Lord's people, man. Look at them. They're the salt of the earth. They make the best food, this and that. They're the most loving people. All right. What if a world was ruled by those people, Man, instead of these white people, these Edomites, that'd be a nice, I bet that's what these people are thinking during the World Cup. Because, most of these games are played in Mexico or America, okay? And guess who lives in Mexico and America? All right. The blacks and the Latinos and the Native Americans. All right. Okay. And these people come over here and they visit and see our people. And they're like, man, these people are awesome, man. These heathens are waiting, man. Okay. They don't know it, but they feel it. Okay. Let me see. It's not what I wanted. Second Esdras 2 and I'm gonna start at 28. You just read 28. It says, the heathen shall envy thee, all right, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. This is talking about Jacob's trouble. Okay. When the Lord takes care of his elect men, all right, in these crazy times to come, all right. Because these times the earth is gonna get crazier and crazier than it already is, all right. But hey, the heathens already envy us, all right, and they're gonna continue on envying us even into forevermore, man, forever, all right, because the Lord is dealing with us, and these heathens are realizing that we are the people, all right, the chosen people of the Son. I mean, of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of the God of the Bible. Okay, those are the people. All right, of the God of the Israelites. Okay, and they're realizing that, man, and they're envying us. Okay, that's why they act like that towards us. They give us an evil eye when we walk into their stores. That's why they're super nice to us. That's why they try to emulate us. Okay? That's why they try to have sons and daughters with us. Okay? That's why they're even blessing us. Okay? you know. Get that off of there. Yeah, Proverbs 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You hear that? Okay. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this is talking about the people of the whole world, man, okay? And for the most part, people are mourning, okay? But when it comes to something like soccer, all right, which Jake, the Israelites, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, we dominate at, our people dominate when it comes to sports, all right? We rule in sports, all right? The people rejoice. They're like, man, I love soccer, this and that. Then they hang around, all right? Those people, the Israelites, they're like, man, this is the best thing ever. Oh, my God. People are rejoicing over soccer. How much more so when those same people are ruling the whole earth, all right? It's going to be even more rejoicing, all right? Why can't the earth just be like this all the time? It's going to be like that. Wait, all right? Seek the Lord. Then all these things shall be added unto you, man. It says the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, all right? Outside of soccer, people mourn. They have to deal with the white man fucking with them all the fucking time, all right? At work. Even when you don't live around white people, the white man fucks with you, man. All right? You live in a country across the whole world, and the white man bombs you. Comes over here and spreads sanctions on you, on your ass, man. Puts sanctions on your country and oppresses you, Makes terrorist, T groups, all right? T groups, organizations in your country. That you didn't even know I didn't even know my people were Teists. So, I don't even know who these people are. Then bang, these people are terrorizing you. I got to say it like that, And then you get the white man, the U.S. Eagle, the United States Army come over to your country and destroy your whole country and take your goods and oppress you and make your country a democratic country. All right, because, hey, the white man, he creates these T groups, all right, to justify himself going to your land and conquering you, That's what he did, man, okay? When he's on the other side of the world, all right? The people are mourning because the Edomites, the so-called white man, rules the world, okay? And no, I'm not talking about your next-door neighbor, all right? Isaiah 2:2, it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh, the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord. All right. Call halayim la Yahawashi, and that's what's going to come, man. All right. Like I kept referencing and saying earlier, okay, these heathens are going to come to us into the kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. These heathens are going to come to us and learn the ways of Yahawashi, learn the laws of the Bible, and they're going to be blessed. All right. And there's not going to be any war anymore. There's going to be peace. People aren't going to learn war anymore. People aren't going to learn war anymore. All right. There's going to be people and children that are going to be born in the kingdom of heaven and never find out what war is. Imagine that. You being born, you never find out war. You never even found out that war was a thing. Imagine that, man. A world like that. Man. And that's what's coming. Okay? Okay? Be ready. Okay? And that's why we go out there and preach this truth. We go out there to the highways and byways every week, okay, and put up videos every day and sacrifice our life and give and lay down our life for Yahawashi, man, okay? Because we know what's coming, man. It's written. The Lord has revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets. And what are we doing? We're prophesying, man, okay? Vocab Malone, he don't bring out these scriptures to you Christians, to you people, all right? He can't explain to you what this means, and if he does, it's false, it's a lie, you know. Because Christians believe that in the kingdom of heaven we're all the same, we all bleed the same. Then why is it making a difference between Zion, Jerusalem, the Lord's people, all right, Jacob, the house of Jacob, and the heathens and the nations, all right? Because there is a difference, all right. Isaiah 60. And do I want to start it? Where do I want to start? Isaiah 16:1. Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. And lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea. Talking about these people, the heathens, okay? All right, that's what it means, all right? The sea, it's talking about people, all right? Specifically the heathens. They're going to be coming to us and bring it everything to us so they can receive blessings from us, all right? Because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee, all right? When it says forces, it's talking about the blessings, the first fruits, all right, their substance. They're going to be giving it to the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven, okay? It says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedarians, the Midians, and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall shew forth praises of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance in mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves of their windows? Surely the owls shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee. All right, the Lord smote the Israelites, his people, his chosen people. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. All right, and the Lord's going to he's showing his mercy right now upon his elect first. Okay, you know, and then in the kingdom, he's going to show his mercy upon all of us. All right, because 2/3 of our people must know it, death by pain. They're going to have to be cut off and die, because they're not going to repent no matter what the Lord tells them. So they're going to be reborn in the kingdom, all right, as a new-born person. You know, restart, refresh button. You know, they're going to be reborn into immortality, you know, which is the best thing for them, man. All right, because they're not going to repent no matter what. Verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. All right. You know, you can just continue, read the rest of this chapter, man. Hey, that's exactly what I was telling you earlier, man. Hey, these heathens, they feel it, man. All right. Okay. In the kingdom of heaven, they're going to be coming unto us us Israelites. You know, they're going to be seeking blessings, seeking the ways of the Lord, and they're going to be blessed. They're going to find peace, just as us men of Yahawashi found and find peace in this truth in Yahawashi. Okay? I want to bring one more precept out. Maybe two. Where is it at? I read that. Did I delete it? Did I read this one? Yeah, I read this one. Oh yeah. Is it what is this? Jeremiah 10:16. It says the portion of Jacob. All right, what the Lord gave unto his people. All right, what the Lord blessed his people with. Okay, the portion of Jacob, the Israelites, is not like them. Okay, so we're not like these other heathens, man. The Lord has blessed us. All right, he made us above all these other nations, above these people, man. Even though he's cursed us and brought us low, below these heathens, but that's because he's punishing us, man. That's why. Even though we still shine above these heathens. All right. We're gods in mortal flesh, like the scriptures say. All of you are gods, but and all of you are the children of the Most High, but ye shall fall like one of the princes and kings. All right. It's because the Lord intended us to be mortals, but he wanted to show us, you know, what will happen to you if you do something wrong. So he made Eve and Adam and Eve, okay, go off and transgress, even to this day, the ways of the Lord, to show our people what it's like to not follow the Lord. All right, if you don't follow me, if you don't do what I command you to do, I'm gonna punish you. All right, and that's what he's done to his people over and over again. All right, until he returns his second time. Okay, then everything's gonna be made new and brand new and refreshed again, like the scriptures say. The Lord's gonna make things all new. Okay, you know, and the former things shall not be remembered. All right, so all right, the Lord has blessed us. All right, us Israelites, we're the salt of the earth, like the scriptures say. All right, we're the salt of the earth, you know, which means we're the flavor of the earth. You know, our portion is not like them. We're better than these heathens. We're more loving. We're more peaceful. We make our food better. We dance better. We look better. Definitely look better than these heathens, for the most part. You know, we act better. We carry ourselves better. We dance better. We play sports better. All right. We're stronger, like the scriptures say. One nation shall be stronger than the other. All right. And that's concerning the Israelites over, Jacob and Esau. All right. And it's not just talking about Jacob himself. It's talking about the Israelites. All right. The nation of Israel. All right. Because it says 2 nations are in thy womb. You know, 2 manner of people. Not 2 manner of person, singular, but peoples. All right. Because who came out of the loins of Jacob? The Israelites. Okay. Because his name was changed to Israel. And he had 12 sons. The 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. You know. So I'm ended off right there. Hope this was edifying to the elect. I was going to read Psalm 98. I really want to, but I've been here doing this lesson long enough. Yeah, I hope this is edifying to you. Like, you know, read Psalms chapter 96 and 98. Beautiful precepts, man. You know, about praising the Lord. Just rejoicing in Yahawashi. You know, because these people are rejoicing in soccer, but when the Lord returns and the kingdom of heaven is established in righteousness, and the elect are ruling with the Lord on earth, as it will be in heaven, it shall be on earth. Okay, everybody's gonna be rejoicing in Yahawashi, just as we are. All right, hope this was edifying to you.